All right, welcome to He's the Go podcast. I don't have Ket with me, so I don't even know if I can call this a podcast, but I do want to talk about something that's been on my mind recently, and maybe I'll do a longer video about this, but there's an issue between members of the church and those who have left the church. Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, most people know us as Mormons, and people who have left the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, who sometimes people call them ex-Mormons, exmos, whatever it may be. There's a conversation that needs to happen that exmos cannot cope with. They don't know how to understand what this even means. The argument that I'm about to present. So there's this issue that's happening where members who have left the church then go and they mock the church, they mock the religion itself, and they take things. So as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we go into our temples and we pray to God, and we wear ceremonial prayer clothing, which if you know anything about any other religion, most religions have like ceremonial prayer clothing, or a clothing that their clergy might wear that is distinct and symbolizes their authority to pray or whatever it may be. In the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, everybody can go into the temple if you're worthy to do so, and then you put on ceremonial clothing that represents your identity. It represents Jesus Christ, and it presents an opportunity for us to pray in a way that we believe is sacred, and we would even believe is the most sacred way to pray. Okay? Now, because it's sacred, we don't go showing everybody our prayer clothing. We don't go showing everybody what we say during these prayers and things like that, because it's sacred, right? The same way, I don't go around wearing a yarmulke because I'm not a Jew, right? Or the same way I don't go around wearing like those, wearing like some sort of headdress or Catholic, like I don't dress up like the Pope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't dress up like other religions or wear things that other religions have, out of respect for those religions, because I'm not a part of them, right? I know that, I believe it's Jewish or Muslim people have a clothing that they wear underneath their clothes, that symbolizes something about their belief system. I'm not an expert, but they wear something underneath their clothing that reminds them of their religion and what they believe in, right? So it's very common that religions have ceremonial prayer clothing and even other articles of clothing that they wear to symbolize something that is significant to them, right? And if you think that that's not normal, you are uneducated about other religions, right? But that's a different conversation that I can have for a different time. The problem or the issue that is risen is that people who have left the church like to go flaunt this ceremonial prayer clothing and mock it, right? They make fun of it. They run around. They run around people who are active believers and believe that clothing's sacred, and they go mock or even destroy this clothing in front of people who believe that it is sacred. It is the equivalent, and I'm serious, the way we believe, the way we feel about it, it's the equivalent of a Christian going in front of a Jew, taking the Torah and like burning it because they're like, I don't think this is true, or going in front of a Jew and like and burning a yarmulke, or running around with the yarmulke and being like, or making up lies about the yarmulke, right? It is the equivalent in our, like, the way we feel about it, I guess you can say, which I'm not trying to, anyways, I'll get to a point here. Now, when members of the church bring this up, that you shouldn't mock another religion's ceremonial clothing, the response is, hey, maybe you guys should stop being crybabies. Other religions are mocked more than you. It's not that deep. Or they'll say you guys are a cult, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Now, whether or not they think I'm a cult or not, none of that is the point that I'm making. Okay. I believe in the First Amendment. You can say whatever you want to. You can run around wearing whatever you want to. I'd prefer you have clothes on, but you could run around doing whatever you want to, and you can mock your religion as much as your old religion as much as you want. You can mock any religion as much as you want to. But someone who does that, right? Who's literally, their lives revolve around being stuck to this idea of mocking another religion, is classified as a bigot. You are a bigot. Now, a bigot. now, I am not mad at you. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm so angry at you because you were a bigot, or I'm insulting you because you're a bigot. No, by the literal definition of the word bigot, you are a bigot. Okay? So the conversation that members of the church are trying to have is they're saying, if you go around mocking our religion, dedicating your life to mocking our religion in ways that maybe you're trying to like do it in a sly way where you're like, oh, I'm not mocking it, I'm just saying that I think it's a brainwashing, stupid, and bad for people and bad for society. You're like, well, that, like, if someone told me, hey, we have this basketball team, but that guy is not good for the team, he makes us lose, and he just makes us all believe things that aren't true, I would assume you're mocking me, okay? But there's too much to break down there. For some reason, an ex-member can't figure out how to wrap their mind around the fact that that is mocking a religion. Like, if you dedicate your whole life to trying to be like, the reason that it's wrong and the reason that it's dumb is because of X, Y, and Z, you are mocking the religion, especially if you do it like day to day, like all the time, right? So I'm not... Once again, let me reiterate, I don't think anti-Semitism and anti-Mormonism are like on the same level. That is not what I'm saying, okay? But they're both bigotry. You're a bigot, right? If you're anti-Semitic or you're anti-Mormon, you are a bigot. By the definition of the word. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm saying by the definition of the word, you are a bigot, okay? And I'm not even like angry about it. What I'm frustrated about is when we mention, hey, by the way, you're making fun of our religion and that makes you a bigot. You, the ex-members, turn around and say, stop, your religion's a cult. Oh, shut up, it's nothing worse. It's not anything as bad as anti-Semitism, or Catholics have been attacked for years and years and years, and Muslims are attacked for this. No, I'm not saying that we're made fun of more than other religions, right? That's not my argument. Even though members have made that argument, I get it. That's not my argument, okay? My argument is you're being a bigot towards a religion, whether or not it's like, if I go punch someone in the face, or on the other hand, if I go kill somebody, those are both violent acts, right? Or if I punch someone in the face and then I go up and I try to stab somebody, you're still assaulting someone. Now, one of them is assault with a deadly weapon, but they're both assault. Does that make sense? If I get every answer from a test and I cheat and I use every single answer to get it, right? Versus if I just look over and I steal one answer from somebody else's test or whatever, obviously, like on a moral basis, this one's probably worse, where you're taking every answer of the whole test and you're not learning anything, versus looking over there, maybe that one's not as worse by taking just one answer, but you still cheated. That's the point. That's the point in there, right? So if you're not willing to mock the yarmulke or whatever it may be, or mock the Muslim Islam, or Muslims or Catholics or Protestants, if you're not willing to mock those people because you feel like that's a form of bigotry, don't be a hypocrite and turn around and mock the religion that you left, because it's still bigotry. Even if you left the religion so you know about it and maybe it hurt you or it affected you negatively, maybe it's justified bigotry, but you're still being a bigot. That's all. If you can admit that, we can see eye to eye. I don't care. You can say whatever you want to. You could do you could videotape the whole temple ceremony and do whatever you want in your basement, in your mother's basement, right? Like, you could do all of that. Okay, but you're a bigot. And I know I'm a broken record. I've said it a million times, but it's because you don't understand. So I have to make sure that I've crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. Because the frustration is not like, you're hurting my feelings more than you're hurting anyone else's feelings. No. you are being a bigot towards a religion. You are being a hypocrite as well. But we can get into that later. This video's gone on too long anyways. But go ahead, leave a comment. Like, how can you just... Oh, also, and maybe I'll throw up the definition here again, or I hope I throw up the definition a couple times in this video. Bigotry, it doesn't matter if it is a cult, it doesn't matter if it's a religion, it doesn't matter if it's just a group, a Republican, a Democrat party, liberals or conservatives. We're all bigots in our own way, right? It's just a group of people. Like, it's just, you're still just a bigot, right? Like, by the definition of the word. Okay? Maybe you feel like your bigotry is justified. Great. If you feel like your bigotry is justified, can you still admit that you're a bigot? Right? Like, if I cheat on a test, that other analogy I had, if I cheat on a test and I'm trying to get into a really nice college or something like that, and I need to get 100%, and I'm stuck on this one question, I look over, I'm going to get one more question, maybe I feel justified in that, right? Maybe I feel that's justified cheating. Maybe I feel justified in that. That doesn't mean I didn't cheat. It just means I feel justified about it. Ooh, even... talk about freaking cheating in relationships, right? If we go by Christ's law, right? If you sleep with a woman that's not your wife and you're married, obviously that's adultery. According to Christ, if you also lust after another woman, in your mind, that's still adultery. Now, is there one that's worse than the other? Obviously, right? I don't think that's what Christ was saying, is like they're both equally as bad, but they're both adultery. Does that make sense? Can you understand? Does it make sense in your head? Right? Like, if you sleep with another woman or you kiss another woman that you're not married to, right? Which one's worse? That's up for debate. Are they both adultery? Yes. Yes. Okay? So, just admit you're a bigot. That's really it. Don't even control your bigotry. Go ahead. Keep throwing it out there, because you know what? It gives people more content. It gives Thoughtful Faith more content. It gives Word Radio more content. It gets our name out there more. All press is good press, right? It gives content up the wazoo, so that's fine. I don't care about the content. Just admit you're a hypocrite and a bigot, and that's fine. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you are. Anyways, I'm going in circles. There's a definition for what you're doing, or there's a word that defines what you're doing, and that word is bigot. Anyways, thanks for tuning in.